What TV show did you try really hard to get into but you just couldn't do it? The Voice, American Idol, other talent show style shows. I don't like the idea of listening to 10 minutes of fair to middling singers with a couple really good ones in the mix followed by another 10 minutes of ads. If I want to listen to music, I have YouTube. If I wanted to listen to * live music, I'd just go to a concert. Also, I don't really care for Nation's Got Talent. I mean, the first few episodes of a season are okay because you get to see a range of acts. But it seems to always be the musicians who win. Personally, I don't think they should allow people who are just singers on the show. Like, if they sing while slacklining or breathing fire or something. That's cool, or even if they just play a funky instrument or an unusual kind of music. But if all they do is stand still on the stage, maybe play a guitar, and sing Hallelujah, there's other shows for that. It irks me. Grey's Anatomy. I can't believe it's gone on for 18 or whatever seasons. This entire thread is just CW shows and I fully understand. Heroes. I made it to season 3 but the show got away from itself. Sad that it peaked in season 1. The Man in the High Castle. I thought the premise was intriguing, but it lost me after a while. I even tried to restart it. Nope again. Iron Fist. I'm not sure about this but I could not get into the second season. What's a job or profession you absolutely wouldn't do? Crime scene cleaners. The job entails cleaning up blood, bodily fluids and other potentially infectious materials. Work with otters in the zoo. Their poop smells atrocious. Carer for elderly people with dementia. Child welfare worker. My father did that as his third and final career and counted the days until he was eligible for retirement. He just couldn't stand it. He was providing a needed service for the community, but got no love from any of the other players. Kids hated him because he was removing them from their abusive parents. Parents hated him because he was taking their kids. However justified. Lawyers were endlessly attacking him. And judges liked to crap on the social worker. It's not as if the pay was any good either. That is a job I would never do. I will never work a call center again. I did it for 2 weeks and quit. You essentially cold call people. And they hate it. 90% of the time no one ever answers. 9% of people that do just yell obscenities at you. And the 1% that actually talks with you will hang up after finding out you're selling shit. Edit. Oops. Edited the wrong comment. Working in a call center is one of the most soul-destroying jobs imaginable. Would you stay locked inside of your house for 3 years straight for a guaranteed $100 million at the end? Why or why not? Absolutely. That is a crap ton of money. Wild tigers in the house wouldn't stop me from that bet. Do I get any advance? Do I just have to live out of my non-existent savings until one final payment? Someone owes me like $200 million already then. As long as food and drink is getting delivered and I can lead a somewhat normal life in the house. Sure. You guys are getting paid? What food in someone's cabinet screams, I'm bad at cooking? My mom has had a can of Dr. Pepper flavored beans in the cabinet for about 6 months, so I'd have to go with that. Chicken. It should be in the fridge. My MIL's expired and unused spices. Her little spice cabinet is filled with jars from the 90s and before. Some newer additions too, but for the most part her kitchen is a spice cemetery. I see a lot of people here ragging on instant food, but damn, I work full time. Sometimes I make butter chicken from scratch and other times I make hamburger helper for dinner. I consider myself a good cook, but I'm also a person who gets tired. Just because you have lazy meals ready to go does not make you a bad cook. A lot of you are describing the pantries of a cook or a chef who is too tired to cook by the time they get home and just want something quick and easy. To balance out the lack of seasonings, only massive amounts of garlic and onion powder. I met someone who insists you'd be a fool to not pack every recipe with these. To the point where everything has this weird, overpowering fake taste. What is the oldest thing you own right now? A bronze coin from around AD 215. A rock, but I feel like that's not what you're going for. A tooth from a theropod dinosaur. It's about 100 million years old. My engagement ring belongs to my late grandmother. I wouldn't say I own them. But I found 3 arrowheads in the fields of the farm I grew up on. Is right on confluence of the Chester, Corsica rivers on the eastern shore of Maryland. When I was young, in the 70s, I assumed they were Indian arrowheads. And, in my naive little mind, thought they must be 300 to 400 years old. As an adult, I learned that they are indeed Native American, but thousands of years older than I'd thought. There is a farm up the road from that one, where loads of ancient stone tools, spear, arrowheads, etc. have been found. I don't know exactly how old mine are, but I feel like they are only mine to treasure in my life. And then they must pass on to my kids. And beyond. Pretty amazing feeling finding them. Even as a dumb kid. It felt tingly, knowing possibly the last person to touch it was the human who'd made and used it thousands of years ago. A deck of cards about 50 to 70 years old, I believe. I'm 21, so quite a bit older than me lol. A relative gives you a $10 scratcher for the holidays and you win a $1 million prize right in front of them. What do? Buy them a $10 scratcher, of course. Assume it's a prank. Say I won $20 and pocket it. Say, thank you. Give them the $10 back. It actually happened to a friend of mine. Gave his dad a scratch ticket for his birthday. And he scratched it like you do. And honest to fuck, he won $1 million. The son had posted a video. It was with a pre-iPhone camera phone. Kids. They were terrible. He went to check it at the store just to confirm, and it was like watching someone have an out-of-body experience. Generally, he's relatively reserved. But watching him go and check it was completely different. He was screaming, having panic attacks, including hard time breathing. He couldn't contain himself. It was pretty cool to watch. They came from lower, middle class. They bought a nice-sized house. And gave the son a sizable amount. I don't know exact numbers. But he got a nice vehicle. And a few other nice things. It was quite the story. George Jetson will be born August 22, 2022. Where is he being conceived right now? Either England, Australia, or the US. https://www.familysearch.org/n/surname? Surname equals Jetson. How long did you have a calendar reminder in your phone for this? In a jet, son. Back of a Tesla. In an apartment. George Jetson's mom and dad just broke up. But dad came over just to grab his vinyls. It was really an excuse to talk to mom. But she knows that. He comes over and they start casual conversation. It's been about 2 weeks since they've talked and they realize they've missed one another more than they thought. Dad gets bold and says this. Mom cries because she doesn't want to feel those emotions for dad anymore. Dad apologizes again for hurting her. She ends up crying in his arms. They kiss. Let their guards down. And they have sex for the very last time. Unknowingly conceiving George. They've been trying for a baby. And nothing ever works. Afterwards, Mom tells Dad it was a mistake and she needs him to leave. Dad grabs his vinyls and leaves. 2 months later, Dad is excited to get the news about Mom's pregnancy. He's happy they finally have a chance to have a family together. He doesn't realize it doesn't change anything for them. In Mom's head, Dad will always be a serial cheater. Despite knowing this, Dad will occasionally try to get Mom back every few years. She will be the one that got away and it's going to be painfully obvious. In the women's bathroom of a Waffle House in Hutto, Texas.
Subscribe, my brothers.